There you go. Hey, everyone. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open BXRX. Hey, check this out. We have another fantastic show lined up for you today. Coming up on today's show, we'll hear from a ShopRite registered dietitian. She's going to share some tips and tricks on how to make holiday meals tasty and yet healthy. And then we'll talk to culture, family, and entrepreneurship with the founder and CEO of a publication that is making waves. And after that, we'll get active with some double dutch as we speak to the president of a major double dutch league and highlight their upcoming holiday competition. I can do that single rope, but that double thing, woo, can really get into it. Bobby C has the latest in the world of sports. And then finally, we'll sit down with an old friend to shed some light on work, that fantastic work that he is doing in the latest edition of his magazine. So stay tuned. All of this and more, all headed your way. We've got it going on for you. Hey. Oh. Coming up next on Open. Hey, I'm your host, the Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You're watching Open, and it's the only live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. So stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, we've got a whole lot in store for you. Our first guest is a ShopRite registered dietitian, and she joins us to speak about how we can take a look at her tasty holiday meals, and yet it's going to be healthy. You know, sometimes you get the taste, and it may not be as healthy, but she's going to put it all together this holiday season. Please welcome to the show, Shelby Theroux. Shelby, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Shelby Theroux, we haven't seen you in a while. Let me see. The last time I spoke to you was about maybe a year and a half ago, maybe?
Yeah, probably closer to 2 years. Time flies, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So you're staying healthy. You still have the healthy recipes. What are we doing now this holiday season?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember during the holidays is that food should be celebrated. We use it so much to come together, to celebrate traditions. And what we always say at ShopRite is wellness should be meeting you where you're at. And we want food to be fun. So while there are some tips and tricks to maybe feeling a little bit lighter and feeling good about your choices during the holiday season, I always like to remind people that it is an important time of year. If it's the one time that you're going to have, your aunt's favorite dish or your grandmother's favorite dish, it's important to enjoy and just keep it balanced when you think about the choices that you're going to make.
Yeah. You know, I don't like talking to you on an empty stomach because my stomach starts growling and I start salivating. But I thank you for all the wonderful things that you share. How did you get involved? For people who don't know and who are watching you for the first time, how did you get involved in becoming the person who you are today?
I started working in a gym right out of college, and my first degree was not in nutrition. But when I saw a lot of disordered eating behavior going on around me in that environment, as well as struggling with food choices myself, I started studying nutrition a little bit on my own as I studied to become a personal trainer. And I just became so interested in the science behind it. And it all started to make so much more sense than what kind of a diet culture mentality had been seeping in.
Yeah.
And that's what made me want to go into the field and really be able to bring a healthy, accessible lifestyle to everyone I could, which is why working at ShopRite was such an amazing opportunity, because working in a grocery store, you're right there where people are making choices and you really feel like you can help.
Yeah, and starting right out of college, that's the place to do it because it gives you great insight with the vending machines and the beer kegs and more beer. So yeah, that's where it all starts. But thank you for being the person who you are today. And I know ShopRite is very, very proud of you, as well as your family.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I love what I do. And, I've worked at ShopRite now for over 8 years, worked in a grocery store. It's what I know. And I truly believe that it's a wonderful place where, again, the rubber meets the road. It's where people are buying their groceries, where they're trying to look in the aisles and figure out what to do with them. And especially during the holiday season, there's so much stress because not only are you
Yeah,
maybe cooking for your own family,
I
you're
know.
cooking for your friends and cooking for an extended family. So it can be a lot of pressure. So I just try to be here during the holidays to answer those recipe
Yeah.
questions. And especially if you have people with dietary needs in your family, maybe someone's vegan, maybe someone's not eating this, maybe someone has allergies. We have a lot of holiday recipes in our recipe shop on ShopRite.com that
Yeah.
are examples of substitutions that you can use in some family favorites. And we have a lot of different things so that everyone at your table can be satisfied, no matter what
Yeah.
dietary restrictions or lifestyle that they're leading.
Well, we need you and ShopRite, because look, Thanksgiving and Christmas are here. It's like a diet damper.
Well,
We
I
can
think,
throw
like I
throw the
said,
diet out the
the
window for a hot second, because the food is so good. But you have these fantastic tips. Give it to us. Tips and tricks.
right. So I think that the biggest thing that you can do is go into holiday
Yeah.
gatherings and take a lay of the land. Think about what it is that you really do want to enjoy. It's not about not, having things. It's not about, restricting yourself so much as it is thinking about what am I really going to enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you know that, that dessert that's my favorite, that's what I really want, then maybe the savory dishes aren't kind of exciting you in the same way. So make sure you have kind of your vegetables and your proteins, and you save room for that dessert that you really do want, and just keep the idea of balance in mind, because
Yes.
again, it's not about restriction. It is about enjoyment, but nobody feels good when they're overstuffed, let's be honest. So it's always nice to make sure that you're just being mindful of the foods that you really want and how much of it you really want,
Yeah.
and you'll end up a lot more satisfied and satiated and feeling better.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're here. 'Tis the season to be jolly. La, 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 la. I mean, the turkey has tryptophan in it, so after you eat a big meal, it'll put you. Don't sit on the couch. You got to keep it moving. Once you sit on the couch, that's where everything sets in. But what are some other tricks and tips?
Another thing I would say is to keep the stress down during the holidays. If you're the
Yeah.
one who is in charge of bringing a dish or cooking the whole meal, one thing I always talk about this time of year is setting the stage for how you're going to cook everything. So take a look at the recipes you're going to make. And if two different things have to be in the oven at the same time at different temperatures, maybe there's something you can make the day before.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do in advance, try to do that so that on the day, you're saving yourself some more time. Because while again, we're thinking of health, a lot of times when people talk to dietitians, they're just thinking about food. But a lot of our food decisions and the way that we feel can come down to how stressed we get when we're making those food choices. So I
Yeah.
think it's always a good rule of thumb, if especially you're the one in charge of the cooking, or even if you're not much of a cook but want to bring something. We have a lot of great ideas, especially on our YouTube channel, for even making food gifts. And they're really simple ideas for how to take ShopRite products and put them together into really nice hostess gifts, or host gifts that you can bring that are food based, and that use our Bowl and Basket and Wholesome Pantry brands for a really lovely and affordable gift. And then you don't have to go to two different stores because you're at the grocery store. You can get your gifts at the grocery store.
Exactly. Shelby, give us a secret. What are you doing at home?
Well, this time of year, I am training for a lot of marathons. I just ran one in the fall and I
Oh,
run one
yeah.
in January in
Okay.
Florida. So I'm just running a lot, and I mean, I cook all the time, whether I'm cooking on my videos for
Yeah.
ShopRite or cooking dinner for my family.
Uh-huh.
I'm usually running and cooking, and that's kind of my thing.
Well, see, that's the thing. Now you can eat a whole lot and then run it off. Do you eat a lot of pastas and prepare before you run?
To be honest with you, I think that the more I run, the more I kind of I move away from that idea that I have to like burn what I earn and earn what I burn.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
again, it's about feeling good and, crossing a finish line, whether people are doing turkey trot's with their family for Thanksgiving, doing a 5K, whether you're, going for a walk together. I
yeah.
think movement is always wonderful. And, it's not so much a punishment to kind of get back what you ate. It all works together to make you feel your best.
Shelby, what do most people call upon you for? What do they want to know about eating healthy eating, healthy living?
Because I work for ShopRite, and most of what people see of me on our social media channels is going about doing recipes.
Yeah.
I definitely get a lot of questions, that eternal question, what's for dinner tonight? So I definitely do a lot with recipe inspiration, which I think to me is the basis for a lot of the ways that we eat. Because even if you do have a restriction, let's say if you're, on a heart healthy, low sodium diet and you're looking for low fat and low sodium products, that's wonderful. And we can certainly help you find them, but then you have to know what to do with them. And so at ShopRite, I really work hard, and the other in-store dietitians that we have work hard to make those groceries accessible, know that we have them on our aisles and lead you to them, and then tell you what to do to make with them. And, ShopRite's so great because we have it all for every lifestyle, and we just want to help meet you where you're at in your wellness journey.
All righty. Social media, YouTube. You mentioned YouTube.
Yep, you could find me. I'm on our ShopRite Facebook page every Monday, our Instagram every Thursday, and you could check out our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe there. We have tons of content coming, and it's always going to help you out on that wellness journey.
Shelby Thorough, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you and ShopRite for all that you're doing. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Yeah, and I know you work with a team, ShopRite's entire team of dietitians at over 120 locations. Is that right?
We have virtual dietitians that service all of our locations, and then we have some in-store dietitians. If you go to dietitians.shoprite.com, you can put in your zip code and see what services are available near you.
Shelby, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
ShopRite's registered dietitian, Shelby Thorough. All right, we'll take a quick break right here. I've got more open on the way. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is vaping? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost in.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
There you go. Welcome back. Our next guest is an entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of Black Link Magazine. She's here to speak about the work that her magazine is doing in the world of entertainment and entrepreneurship and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Marva Thomas. Marva, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
First time on the show?
First time ever.
All right. She has to go through the... Guys, you ready? She has to go through the initiation process. You ready? What are you going to do this time? Oh, they said they're going to let you slide this time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank
Listen,
you.
tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing with entrepreneurship and this, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. My name is Marva Thomas. I am located in Oklahoma,
All
and
right.
so I am a entrepreneur. I'm a mother. I'm a wife, and I am in the world of making people's lives, hoping to make people's lives better, and just a feel good scenario. So that's what I do is
Uh,
I empower others.
yeah, and you're the owner of Black Link Magazine, right?
I am the owner and creator of Black Link Magazine.
What's it all about?
So, Black Link Magazine was created during the time of the George Floyd murder and COVID, and I wanted to know what was my small part. So, coming from my background, I am a product of struggle to success. So I wanted to make sure that our culture was that I provided a platform for our culture to be in the forefront, to share their struggles to
Yeah.
success, to kind of get that stigma off of us that we're angry Black women,
Mhm.
that we're uneducated, which is totally not true. So that's what Black Link Magazine is all about, and empowering
Mhm.
people to be their best selves.
And how can we get it? How can we read it? What do we do?
Yes. So right now we are so excited. We will be in over 40 Books a Million stores across the U.S.
All right.
We are on pen newsstands across New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
You can also go to our website, blacklinkmag.com.
Yeah, and we're going to come back to that too before we wrap you up. And I see there's a book on your left-hand side. What is that? Is that the magazine or a book?
It's the magazine, and
Uh-huh.
it is going to be the first one on the newsstands. And it releases on December 1. And we have the Mighty Whispers that are gracing our cover
Oh, wow,
this
yeah.
edition. Yes.
Name one of their songs.
Rock steady. And the beat goes on.
The beat goes on.
Yeah, and the beat goes on. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. You sing also?
No.
Then have a number of really, really nice slow songs too.
They do.
That
do.
that we play on our Quiet Storm on WBLS. But
Yeah.
so they are the first ones on your cover. And what is this one right here? Bob
So that's Mr.
Sumner.
Yeah, that's Mr. Bob Sumner, the legendary Bob Sumner, who is the co-creator of Def Jam Comedy, who is responsible for some of the big names in comedy, such as Mike Epps, Bill Bellamy. The list goes on.
Yeah.
He was a prior cover.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. How long have you been doing this magazine?
Yeah. Yeah, so we've actually been in the business for about 2.5 years. We started in March 2020, and it just has taken off in this 2 years.
Yeah.
So we have several covers. We've been blessed to have Tamala Mann on our cover, just to name a few. And so it was unexpected, but we were blessed to have taken off so quickly. So we've been in business about 2.5 years.
Yeah. And what's the content in that magazine again?
Yeah,
Just
so it's all about entertainment,
Yeah.
fashion, and then also movies and film and what's trending, people's stories from struggle to success. So there's a variety.
You can't go wrong with what's trending because
That's
you
right.
just grab some of that social media stuff and yeah, I'm gonna put it in my magazine. Now,
That's it.
how are you getting sponsorship for it, or are people buying pages, advertising?
Yeah, so we are now really grinding to get sponsorships and advertisements. We do have a few that are going to be for the life of the magazine that will be doing that, but we
Yeah.
definitely, that's how the magazine survives, is through advertisements and through sponsorship.
And who's this young lady here?
Yeah, so she is and she's actually from Oklahoma.
Education
She
is key.
Yeah, and she's actually in Atlanta as the vice president of U.S. sales at UPS.
All righty. That's what's going on. So how do you find these wonderful candidates to grace the page of your magazines?
Yeah, so we started out just doing things locally. And then I wanted to just kind of see what I could do with it, and I got in on an app called Clubhouse in the No
Oh yeah.
Egos room. Yeah, and I went into the No Egos room and to network, and it
Uh-huh.
was actually the best thing I could have ever done. Jackie Bush, Bots, Rothstein have all been a part of
Yeah.
making or giving me connections, and so with their connections, they're all Grammy winners or published for celebrities, and that's how I got my connections. And
Mhm.
and then from there, just networking and reaching out personally to people. And
Oh.
some people are just so willing to say yes because they like what we stand for.
Oh, I got to jump on there. What's your Clubhouse handle? Mine is Dr. Bob Lee. Spell out the whole Dr. Bob Lee.
Okay, and my
DoctorBoblee. What is yours?
okay, mine is Blacklink Magazine.
Oh, there you go. All right. So we got to jump on there. I got to put that
Yeah.
in there so when I see you on there, it'll just pop up on my phone or computer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Put me on there, and um, I will actually follow you,
There
and
you
you can
go.
follow me.
You got it.
Yes.
You follow me and
Yes.
I'll follow you.
You follow me, I'll follow you.
Listen, what advice would you give to our viewers um, on putting together content or wanting to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so the thing that I would say is to stick with it. It's not easy building a business. It's not being easy being an entrepreneur. But and things will happen, but if you're committed, you have to stay committed to it. If you want it bad enough, you stay committed, you work through the kinks, and on the other side of that storm that you have to go through,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's the light is at the end of the tunnel. It's the matter of being committed and
Mhm.
standing strong on what you believe and just going for it.
So if you stick with something long enough, something always happens, but make sure it's positive.
Absolutely. That's what we stand for.
Give us your website and social so we can do all the things necessary.
Absolutely. So our website is blacklinkmag.com. And then we're on all social media sites, Instagram, Blacklink Magazine. We also have a YouTube channel, the Blacklink Experience, where all of our amazing interviews are housed. So you can go out there and follow us and subscribe there, the Blacklink Experience. We're on Twitter, Blacklink Magazine. So everything Blacklink Magazine.
Go Marva! Go Marva! All right. Hey, listen, thank you so much for joining us, and you're always welcome to come back and do more, okay?
Thank you so much. I
Share.
appreciate you.
Just let the people know what you want them to know. Marva Thomas, entrepreneur, founder, and CEO, Black Link Magazine. We appreciate you and love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
OKC. We'll take a quick break right here. I've got more open coming up next.
You can now watch MNN, Brick TV, QPTV, and SIC TV on BronxNet. Tune in to BX Omni, Channel 67 Optimum, 2133 Files during most Sunday evenings. We'll show you some amazing content from our friends at Manhattan Neighborhood Network, Brick TV in Brooklyn, Queens Public Television, and Staten Island Community Television. Every borough represented in the Boogie Down. Epic partnerships for the ages. And catch our new Next channel, produced in partnership with MNN, 24/7 on BronxNet Channel 952 Optimum and 2138 Fios.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back. There you go, there you go, there you go. Hey, I'm the Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open. Our next guest is the president of the National Double Dutch League, and she's with us today to speak about how she's carrying on her father's legacy with the Double Dutch League and to promote their 31st annual Double Dutch Classic. So please welcome to the show, Lauren Walker. Lauren, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. We're really excited about the event.
I think I used to work with your father. Did he did things at the Apollo Theater?
Yes. He was a police officer in New York City.
Yes.
And he did a couple events at the Apollo Theater and a bike race event, the Harlem Skyscraper.
Exactly. I was the guy out there on location with him every time he did it. Every year he did the world famous Apollo Theater, right? With a Double Dutch contest or a competition.
Yes, definitely. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And definitely.
And he had some people in from Japan. Was that right? Was there a competition between New York and Japan at that time? I'm just trying to remember. This is a while ago.
Well, initially we started it 31 years ago.
Yeah.
The first teams that came actually were Japan and France.
Yes.
And they still participate till this day. And we're 31 years into the event, and we're excited to still be at the Apollo Theater having it.
Now, I grew up watching people do Double Dutch, but I've never in my life seen the way people jump when your father put that together. You know, they were able to jump. Now, I grew up, I'm an athlete. I know how to jump that single rope, getting ready for boxing and everything, But the Double Dutch, what? The talent there, wow. So you guys are still doing it 31 years later, huh?
Yes, 31 years at the Apollo Theater. And we have the top teams in the U.S. and internationally coming to the event. We're really excited this year to have teams from Japan, France, Trinidad, Tobago, Belgium, Hong Kong, and it's a youth day, an event for family, friends, a fun youth day. A lot of schools in the tri-state New York City area participate in the event. And come as a trip day as well.
And your father put this together in the Harlem community first, and he's still doing it. But you're following your father's footsteps, keeping that legacy alive. So the date of the event, is it still going to be at the Apollo Theater?
Yes, it's Sunday, December 4th at the Apollo Theater, 1 to 4 p.m. We have great support from the Apollo Community Programs Department.
Yeah.
And some great sponsors keeping the event alive.
Oh, you got to send that to me. We got to come down there and try to be a part of that. At least make an appearance over there.
Definitely. Oh yeah, great. Come down December 4th. We'll get you on stage to jump some Double Dutch.
You got to get me to jump Double Dutch?
Yes, we will.
Give me the single rope. I'll mess around with that for a little while. But I've watched some police officers get in there and jump. As a matter of fact, I've got some pictures. Let me see. Where were we? We were in the Bronx, and this police officer got in there. They were turning, and he had his full gear on. He jumped in there. I think he was a captain, and he jumped in. He was doing his thing, and everybody gave him a big round of applause, and that was something special. But look at them, the acrobatics and everything involved in this. Talk about some of the special things that you guys are doing with the Double Dutch rope.
Well, this year's event, the teams have to compete for the fastest team in the world. But they have to jump a 2-minute speed test.
Oh, my God.
And the fastest team in 2 minutes, the age division goes from 4th grade to adult. And then the biggest event that the teams compete for is best of show. Best of show is the freestyle with fusion. Anything your mind could think of, Double Dutch with music. And that's the best of show, the championship cup event.
What stands out in your mind? You've seen a lot because you're with them all the time. But what amazes you?
I think the discipline, I think not only was it an urban sport,
but
I think it's evolved into a competitive, urban game evolving into a competitive sport. And just, these are athletes. These are discipline of the athletes that they put into it from 4th grade all the way to adults. Really amazes me.
Yeah. Did it hit the Olympics yet?
Not yet, but we're working on it.
I can see it there. I can see it there. The competition and the way you guys flow. What? People need to see this. So everybody's going to come out December the 4th at the world famous Apollo Theater, right?
Yes, sir. 1 p.m.
1 p.m. And that it's from 1 until what?
1 until 4 p.m. And it's featuring world championship teams, a fun day for family and friends, youth groups. It's one of the hottest ticket in New York City during the holidays for youth groups and schools. And we're excited to still have it 31 years at the Apollo Theater.
And who are going to be the judges? You got the special judges that used to jump double Dutch that are judging this?
Oh,
or
yeah, yes. Our alumni judges are judges from that jumped in the past that been on Malcolm McLaren videos and McDonald's commercials. We have alumni judges that started in the 1980s as the first double Dutch teams that are pioneers of the sport. They come back and give us their time and judge the event.
Yeah. Can people still get involved in the competition, or they have to wait until the next one?
Well, we're toward the end of it right now. This is an invitational event. We invite the top teams, the top 3 teams from every country.
Yeah.
That has a double Dutch event, as well as our top national teams come to participate.
Yeah. I've seen some people on the street do their thing, you know, and some older people too. I said, wow, they need to be in this competition. How do people get involved? What do they need to do?
Well, definitely just reach out to us. We have avenues to send coaches to different communities to help you develop your program. And yes, there is an explosion of double Dutch as a pastime. You have people down in Times Square. You have older women jumping for exercise.
Yeah.
But they can reach out to us at our National Double Dutch League website, and we can help guide them do youth or adult programming to get a program started in their community.
Yeah. Give me the social media information, website, all of that.
Well, the website is nationaldoubledutchleague.com or ndbl.org.
Yeah.
You can see us on Instagram, Twitter, but there's a lot of information there for anyone who wants to get involved community-wise or for exercise.
There you go. And I hope to see more of it. There he is. There's Dad, right?
Yeah. He was a great guy. He's born and raised in Harlem.
Yeah.
We grew up in the Bronx. You know, one of our first citywide events was at Cardinal Hayes in the Bronx. And Harlem is really invasive. He's born and raised in Harlem and wanted to make sure that urban sport really took premise in the community in New York City.
There you go. We thank you so much, and God bless Dad. And we need to see more of this. We grew up with people doing double Dutch and playing all those games. We need to get back into that. So thank you. We appreciate you, all right? The annual Double Dutch Holiday Classic at the world-famous Apollo Theater, December the 4th. Lauren Walker, thank you so much. She's the president of National Double Dutch League. We appreciate you and love you, and thank you for continuing your father's legacy.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, Lauren. We'll see you over there, right? Make sure you get the information to us. All right, we'll take a quick break right here, but Bobby C., he's up next. He steps into the room with the latest in the world of sports. Coming up next.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Pasta and chocolate dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Begin our look at sports on the NFL gridiron with our favorite Bronx boy. The New York Football Giants continue to produce, and Saquon Barkley is at the center of that. The G-men relied heavily on their star running back early and often in a 24-16 victory over the Houston Texans. Just days after they tabled contract talks, Barkley had a career-high 35 carries for 152 yards and a touchdown in an effort that only further emphasizes his reemergence as a top running back after 3 injury-riddled seasons. It was the second time this year he topped 30 carries. We go inside the locker room for more.
I guess my body felt it, I guess. You don't really know. I try my best. Obviously, they bring it up and they show it. I try my best not to focus on that and block it out and just stay locked in the game and one play at a time. But like I said, it is what it is. We were able to get the dub, get the win. And it's my job to be a pro and take care of my body. It feels good. Obviously, you're not too excited about it because it's a long season. You got to keep going week by week. But being healthy during it, it's not something that I'm shocked about. I believe in having positive thinking. I've been vocal about it when I was hurt that, I feel like we're going to get back on track, and, I want to be part of the reason to help us get back on track. And we're doing that right now, 7-2, great start, especially, coming off a bye week and a loss. That was our mindset, come out and go 1-0. We were able to do that, and now we got to build on that to next week.
Barkley now leads the NFL with 931 rushing yards and 1,128 yards from scrimmage. He's playing on the 5th-year option of his rookie contract and is set to be a free agent at the end of this season. The 25-year-old and the Giants did not come close to hammering out a deal during the bye week, but I would expect the G-men to get one done. Those talks have now been shelved until after the season. When you have a good one, you have to lock them up, and that's the case from MLS and the New York City Football Club. NYCFC have removed the interim tag and named Nick Cushing full-time head coach ahead of the 2023 MLS season. The 38-year-old took the reins midway through the 22 campaign and led the team to the playoffs, reaching the Eastern Conference Final where they fell 3-1 to MLS Cup 2022 runners-up Philadelphia Union. He also helped NYCFC add silverware to their trophy cabinet in September and a cup title win over Liga MX champions Atlas FC at Yankee Stadium. The club performed well with him as an interim manager, and now it is official. Here's Cushing.
That's how we want our games to be, special people in a special place doing special things, and that is to me New York City, and that makes me feel like I'm part of something really special, and ultimately that is home. Thank you for the energy that they've given me, the support they've given me as the head coach from June, and stay with us, support us, and move into 2023, be behind us. One thing I can guarantee is everybody from Brad, Dave, myself, everybody within the facility here, we will work incredibly hard to deliver what you deserve, and that is a football team that entertains, but also a football team that has a huge desire, a huge hunger, and wants to win.
Neither the terms nor the duration of Cushing's contract were revealed. To me, that's a good play by NYCFC. And on the NFL gridiron, Brian Daboll has been a great hire for the G-men. He's gifting wins left and right, even one to his daughter. Daboll's youngest daughter, 7-year-old Avery, wanted to win, and the corresponding game ball for her birthday gift. To her delight, and that of Giants fans too everywhere, the team obliged, running the ball 47 times, as we mentioned earlier, with Barkley to just 17 pass attempts. And the Giants, grind out a victory 24-16 over the Texans at MetLife Stadium. They improved to 7-2 and embark on the second half of their schedule, one that sees 4 home games in a 5-week span coming out of the bye. Here's Giants head coach on getting a win for his daughter.
Today's my youngest daughter's birthday. So I was asking her what she wanted for a present the other day, and she said a win. So, give me a football with my name on it, Dad. So that's pressure, more than anything else. So I want to wish her a happy birthday, and good to get a win. You guys played hard, played physical, made some timely turnovers, came out in the second half, had an opening drive touchdown, stalled a couple times in the fringe. Got hit on some bigger plays in the second half, but overall, good team win. Get ready to play Detroit.
Here in the Bronx, Fordham football is the gift that keeps giving too. This time around, the Rams defense deserves the game ball. Fordham's unit held Lafayette to 180 total yards as the Rams defeated the Leopards 45-10 in a Patriot League game on Jack Coffey Field. With the win, Fordham, who entered the game ranked 18th in the latest NCAA FCS coaches poll, improves to 8-2 overall, 4-1 in the Patriot League. Linebacker James Conway paced the Fordham defense with 9 total tackles, 3 solo, and he also had a pass breakup and a quarterback hurry. Defensive back B.J. Ferguson and linebacker Ryan Greenhagen each added 7 stops. Here's more from Rosehill.
I thought they played great. They really stood up to the run game, 29 for 55. I thought what we did well this week, better than any, was get to the quarterback. We were able to sack Ashawn 5 times, which, if you can do that, it's very helpful. Stop the run, be able to put some pressure on the decision maker, you're going to have success. For the most part, they tried to take a lot of deep shots. We stood tall on that stuff, and they only a long of 18 or something like that. So, the guys playing hard, did a great job. So, credit to the defense and what those guys are doing. They played pretty well, especially in the league. So, hopefully we continue to build on that.
Excited for the Rams. Keep it up here in the Bronx. College football has a long and storied history here in the BX. New chapters were written at Yankee Stadium with the addition of the Pinstripe Bowl. This morning for our Turn Back the Clock segment, we look back at the third installment of the game featuring Bronx legend Doug Marrone and a quarterback that's getting some attention these days for all the right reasons. The 2012 New Era Pinstripe Bowl was held on December 29, 2012 at Yankee Stadium. It featured the West Virginia Mountaineers from the Big 12 Conference against the Big East Conference co-champion Syracuse Orange, and was the final game of the 2012 NCAA Division I FBS football season for both teams. The Mountaineers and the Orange had a notable continuous rivalry from 1955 until 2011. This included, the years in the Big East Conference. So let's take a look now at this Turn Back the Clock.
Orange head coach Doug Marrone and Syracuse linebacker Siriki Diabate share more than Cuse football. The two are Lehman High School grads and former Bronx standouts. And the two can also add Pinstripe Bowl champions to that ledger. Diabate, a transfer from Nassau Community College, sat in the stands at Yankee Stadium when Syracuse won the inaugural Pinstripe Bowl 2 years ago. Saturday afternoon, the senior linebacker played a key role defensively in a 38-14 drumming of West Virginia, the second bowl title for Cuse in the last 3 years under Marrone, the darling of Bronx football.
When we found out it was coming to the Pinstripe, it was pretty exciting. Come back home, come back to the Bronx and Yankee Stadium. A lot of people, we were just excited for the opportunity.
Diabate was part of an effective defense that really stopped both the pass and the running game of West Virginia to account for the victory.
On a cold, snowy day at the big ballpark in the Bronx, Syracuse turned to the ground game and finished with a season-high 369 yards to beat its former Big East rival, West Virginia, now playing in the Big 12 for a third straight time.
It was special for our team. We have a lot of players from this area, a lot of players whose family can't make that trip, up to Syracuse. It's special. It's become winning the second one, it's become a special place for all of us.
Prince Tyson Gully dashed through the snow, with Gully running for a career-best 208 yards and 3 touchdowns, en route to MVP honors.
I want to thank coaches for believing me. It was definitely fun. Coach kept on saying it's just like playing at home in Akron.
It's a great deal. The competition in the room is what sets it, but the brotherhood is also what creates it. They pull for one each other, they love each other, and I think once they're going, they're the biggest cheerleaders for one another.
Where does the time go? On the NBA hardwood, pretty sure Knicks fans wish they could have the time back in the loss to OKC. The Knicks have looked like a league average team so far this season. As I mentioned on the show before, too many highs, too many lows. At this point, the Knicks set a franchise record for points in a quarter in the first against the Thunder, yet proceeded to surrender their most points in a game in 2+ seasons. An electric start gave way to a defensive collapse in a 145-135 loss to the Thunder. The Knicks slipped back under 500 with another loss loss that came on the heels of a victory. They have alternated wins and losses for 7 straight games, generally beating teams they are supposed to beat and losing to teams that they are supposed to lose to. Here's Julius Randle on the latest.
From the start. I mean, we scored a lot of points. What was it, 48 in the first quarter? But we still gave up way too many, so they had confidence. And I mean, as well as we play offensively, you're not going to win games. I'm sure Tibbs has said it, giving up 135 points. We didn't dig ourselves a hole. You know, we started off playing really well, but like I said, we gave up way too many points to start the game off, even though we were playing well and they had confidence, and just kind of snowballed from there. Yeah, I think we got a great group of guys who, you know, want to do that. And we've, like I said, we've shown it in flashes. We just got to consistently put it together. And there's nothing like, you know, a long road trip of us being around and bonding with each other and, you know, really getting to spend time with each other, because all it is us on the road. So it'll be a great time to find that consistency for sure.
Orange or Blue still searching for answers. For us, we search for the right exit to this roundup with my 2 cents on the Knicks and the C list. The Knicks have fallen back into a situation where they are not following through on the plan, nor trusting the process, in my opinion. This is an organization with a concrete, without one, a concrete course. I know you've heard this before. I'm not exactly sure what the Knicks are doing with their roster. Roster management, to me, has been the biggest issue. That comes down to coaching, and to a large degree, still comes down to talent on this roster. The Knicks are building, but they still lack a super-duper star. The good news, the organization has a slew of first-round picks over the next 5 drafts to potentially use in a future deal for a franchise player. The bad news, the Knicks have a troubling history of clearing the decks for megastar recruits who never ever signed. Donovan Mitchell got away from us this summer, just another in a long list of names over the years that have eluded New York after being linked to the world's most famous arena. The league's very best available players haven't signed up with the Knicks in the past because they didn't really have to. Spider Mitchell on this roster, the truth is, and has always been, you need stars to lure even bigger stars. Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and R.J. Barrett don't quite cut it. If I'm the Knicks, I play all the young guys, move the players that I don't expect to be here when the team actually competes for a championship, and try to grow RJ as much as possible for when, a megastar finally arrives. I'd rather the Knicks focus on youth development and lose than watch players that won't even be here long-term lose them games right now. That's just my 2 cents. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 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 Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
And welcome back. Our next guest is the editor-in-chief of the Positive Community magazine, and he's with us today to speak about the work that he is doing with his magazine and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Adrian Council. My brother, how are you?
Hey, Doc, how are you?
Good.
I was over the weekend. I was watching you on this program, doing an interview with Black Ivory.
Oh yeah! Wow. Okay.
I said, whoa. I don't know how that came up.
Yeah.
It was a good interview.
Wow. Yeah, that was back there.
Yeah. And those guys are still out there, huh?
They're still doing their thing. They're in concert. They travel around. Some of them have regular jobs, but they still get together and go out and they do their thing.
Man.
But listen, let's talk about all the great things that you're doing with the magazine. Now, of course, for those of you who do not know, Adrian Council is the sales manager for WBLS WLIB in New York, along with Gene Wells is working with him right now, and some of the other wonderful people who make it all happen for the magazine, Positive Community. We thank you for putting that out. We follow it. We look forward to receiving it every time it comes out, and I tell you, you're doing such a great job with that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy. I'm really happy to have a business partnership with the editor in chief, who is Gene Nash Wells.
Yeah.
But we're also business partners. I'm the publisher, and we've been doing this magazine now for 22 years.
Yes.
22 years of service to our community. 22 years of reporting good news from the church and the community.
I love it. I know what you, because I've worked with you, and you used to send me out to the different sales events that you were in charge of, you and
Right.
Gene. And I love the
Right.
work you did then, and I still love the work that you're doing right now. Tell us a little bit
Right.
more about the Positive Community and what's it all about? What does it entail?
The Positive Community is a faith-based lifestyle magazine. As I said, we've been publishing for 22 years. Our focus is on good news to the church and the community. The magazines are printed and distributed directly to large middle-class congregations in the New York, New Jersey area. And we're fortunate to have sponsors as well as churches that are helping to finance the work that we do.
Yeah. How has the pandemic impacted your magazine, if it did so?
Well, you know, we've had our challenges, and with the pandemic, we actually had to put the magazine together from 4 different locations. Gene was in Washington, D.C. I was up here. Our office was scattered, but we persevered and we survived. Then also, last year around this time, we were displaced because of the hurricane. I think it was Hurricane Ida.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had 6 months of that, where our office took in about a foot of flood water.
Yeah.
And you know, and we survived that as well.
Yeah,
So
because
we're happy that our community supports us. We're happy that the faith community just makes us just adds to the success of the things that we do.
Yeah. And I know you're good friends with a lot of the people in our community, a lot of pastors, reverends. Can you speak about the late Reverend Calvin O and your relationship with him? And what will you remember most about him and his impact in our faith-based community and world?
Dr. Butts was a dear friend of the Positive Community and a supporter from way back. As a matter of fact, there is no other individual that has had more cover stories than Reverend Butts. He was on the cover of our magazine. The first cover he did was back in 2001, when he was named president of SUNY College at Old Westbury.
Right.
And the last cover that we did was when he was retiring about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of he's the kind of person that really supported our publication. But in addition to that, he also was available to us for wise counseling. We first came together actually at one of Dick Gidron. You remember Dick Gidron, the famous Cadillac dealer?
Yes. That's where I met Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier when I went down there with you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So so our relationship began as a business relationship back then, and he would always tell me, because he was an avid listener to news talk radio station WLIB.
Yeah.
And so whenever I would see him, he would go into his wallet and hold up his family card. So he was truly an extraordinary and versatile man.
Yeah.
And we look forward to doing a tribute issue for Dr. Butts and for the Abyssinian Baptist Church family. We'll probably do that in lieu of our Martin Luther King Black History Month issue. So we might just dedicate that to him because, in addition, I think you should know, Doctor, Bob Lee. In addition, he was very involved with the with the Baptist denomination. He would always be available for the Baptist Ministers Conference. They meet over on Convent Avenue Baptist Church every Monday.
Yeah.
And once a year, they would host a Adam Clayton Powell Day, and he would be the keynote speaker for that. Abyssinian Baptist Church is part of a network of 168 churches and the United Missionary Baptist Convention, which carries 168 churches in Manhattan, Bronx, or Westchester.
Yeah. Listen, what are some of the communities, the positive communities? What are you trying to do in 2023 in reaching out our community? Any changes, anything new that we should know about?
Yeah, well, we're going into our 4th annual Great Emancipation Day Awards banquet.
Yeah.
You were there with us last year.
Yes.
Very successful.
Yes.
And we are planning to continue on with that. We're programming now. One of our fastest growing platforms is Positive Community Radio.
Oh yeah.
We're doing that. We're doing a lot more. Bob, you and I talked about it. We're doing a lot more public events and activities.
Yes.
And we just continue to grow. Just yesterday, I was in Philadelphia. One of the large congregations in Philadelphia welcomed the Positive Community to cover their pastor's 35th anniversary. It was just a wonderful experience, and we hope to be doing more and continuing to expand. Our social media, our website, thepositivecommunity.com. You can access it and just get a whole bunch of information. But we're really happy with the relationships that we have with the clergy leadership and the community leadership, and we're all about positive change.
Yes.
The Positive Community is about positive change. And so you'll see that on every one of our covers. In addition to the masthead, we put on there now positive change, because that's what we need.
Beautiful. Hey, listen, thank you for joining us, and you're always welcome to come back, all right? They're going to give me a hard rap right
yeah, we
here.
look forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doc, and it's just so
You're
good
welcome.
to see you, and we hope to see you in February, on February
Very
25th.
soon. I'll probably see you before that.
Oh, no,
I'll see you on December 1st.
What is your December 1st?
Yeah, Make the Great Awards. I'll see you December 1st.
Yeah, we look forward to being there.
All right. Adrian Council,
thank you.
Editor-in-Chief of the Positive Community Magazine. Give my love to Gene Wells and the whole crew there, okay?
I certainly will.
All right.
Thank you, Doc.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. All right. All right, that's about it for us. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank you, our guests, for joining us, you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. Keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage, and thank you for letting us share in this space and time. I can't thank you enough. Join hosts Kevin Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentin on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for an all-new episode of Open. I'll catch you another day, another way. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the choose. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you are right. I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Peace.